to earn that right to wear that uniform. I remember it was a very rainy day, and in our squadron, we all did around 215 push-ups for earning that right to wear that blue uniform. So I still remember that day. We all were very happy that next day से हम लोग blue uniform पहन सकते हैं. But then मैं बहुत सारे लोगों के साथ था जो मेरे साथ जंप करने वाले थे. सब लोग पहली बार जंप कर रहे थे, एंड कहते हैं ना, जान की बाजी लगा के ही कुछ पाया जाता है. तो आई अर्नड माय पैरा बैच.
तो आज के पॉडकास्ट में आप सभी का स्वागत है. उम्मीद है आप सबका दिन अच्छा रहा होगा. तो सबसे पहले अपने गेस्ट से चाहूंगा कि वो हमें अपने बारे में थोड़ा सा बताएं.
Hi Mohit, I'm Sqn Ldr Bharat Baghel, retired. I just completed my initial tenure of 10 years with the Air Force, Indian Air Force. I joined the Air Force back in January 2014. And I just retired on this Friday, that is 5th of January 2024, after completing my 10 years of service. And I'm very thankful to you for inviting me on your podcast, and I'm really looking forward to good interaction.
तो आई वांट टू नो अबाउट द मोटिवेशन बिहाइंड द एयर फोर्स. तो उसके पीछे की मोटिवेशन क्या थी और आपकी जर्नी किस तरीके से शुरुआत हुई उस चीज़ की?
See, if I tell you frankly, Mohit, मैंने कभी सोचा नहीं था कि मुझे सर्विस ज्वाइन करनी है, इंडियन आर्मी, एयर फोर्स या नेवी ज्वाइन करनी है while I was growing up in school. तो just after my graduation, one of my friends was filling up the AFCAT entrance exam. तो मैंने बोला ठीक है, हम भी फिल कर देते हैं, let's see what happens. I gave the entrance exam. I cleared the AFCAT, and उसके बाद I think मेरा campus recruitment हो गया Infosys में. तो I went on with their training, and वहाँ से फिर मुझे कॉल आया SSB का. Unfortunately, I was not able to go for my SSB while I was doing my training at Infosys. तो Infosys में ट्रेनिंग खत्म हुई. Then I got my first posting in Pune with Infosys Limited, and वहाँ फिर मैंने सोचा कि यार लेट्स गिव इट अ ट्राई. वहाँ मैंने फिर से एफकेट का एग्जाम दिया. आई क्लियर्ड माय एफकेट रिटन एग्जाम. आई अपीयर्ड फॉर द एसएसबी. दिस टाइम आई क्लियर्ड माय एसएसबीज, went for the medicals, and subsequently merit list आई. And then I left Infosys after working with them for 2 years, and then I joined in January 2014. So ऐसा कभी सोचा नहीं था कि एयरफोर्स ज्वाइन करनी है, बट देन वो होता है कि आपको अपना पाथ कभी पता नहीं होता. थिंग्स हैपन टू यू एंड यू कीप फॉलोइंग दैट पाथ. यू ऑलवेज कनेक्ट द डॉट्स बाय लुकिंग एट देम बैकवर्ड्स. सो मुझे लगता है कि मेरा रास्ता खुलता गया और अपने आप ही वो पाथ बनता गया. एंड आई वाज वेरी फॉर्चुनेट in saying that I got through in Indian Air Force, and the journey has been, I would say, enjoyable, adventurous, and I have really loved every bit of all these 10 years spent in the Air Force.
ओके, तो जितने भी मैंने पॉडकास्ट किए हैं जितने भी लोगों के साथ, तो मैंने एक चीज़ ऑब्जर्व किया है. जितने भी आर्म्ड फोर्सेस के लोग होते हैं, एयर फोर्स हो गया, नेवी हो गया, वो आफ्टर रिटायरमेंट ट्रांजिशन करते हैं कॉर्पोरेट्स में, क्योंकि वहाँ पे अच्छा खासा पे मिलता है. तो आपका भी ये प्लान है क्या?
See, it is, I won't say it is too early to decide on what I have to do, but then when I have completed my 10 years of service, there's a big career in front of me, right? Although I have served the country in these 10 years, and I will be serving the country in my second career as well, although it will be in a different role, in a different capacity. But then subsequently, we all are working towards nation building. We all are contributing towards the development of the nation in one role or the other. ठीक है, आप अगर कोई जॉब कर रहे हैं सिविल में या कॉर्पोरेट में, then also you're contributing for the nation. So I believe one part of my career is just finished, and my second career is about to start. And let's see where the path takes me. I'm right now spending some quality time with my family. I'm enjoying this phase, and I'm ready for newer challenges. जैसे भी कुछ opportunity अच्छी मिलती है, then I would love to take on a newer challenges, and let's see how the story unfolds.
ओके, तो शुरुआती दिनों की अगर मैं बात करूं एयरफोर्स की, जब आपने ज्वाइन किया था, तब वहाँ का कोई मज़ेदार किस्सा जो हमारे साथ आप शेयर करना चाहोगे?
किस्से तो मोहित बहुत होते हैं, स्पेशली ड्यूरिंग दी ट्रेनिंग पार्ट। वो कहते हैं कि ना कि आपकी कितनी भी बड़ी सर्विस हो, चाहे 10 साल, 20 साल, 30 साल, you always remember your training days, the time spent with your course mates. तो तभी का एक किस्सा कह लीजिए या फिर एक एनेक्डोट कह लीजिए. See, when we joined the Air Force Academy in Dundigal, in Hyderabad, for the very first time, we all come from a civilian background, and to transition into a military cadet, it takes a lot of effort on our seniors' part. तो हमारे वहाँ सीनियर्स होते हैं अकेडमी में, वो हमें सिखाते हैं कैसे उठना है, बैठना है, कैसे एटिकेट्स करने हैं, और कैसे मिलिट्री वेयरिंग लानी है अपने यूनिफॉर्म में, अपने बात करने के तरीके में. So there you have to learn each and everything. You have to earn each and everything. You have to earn that right. It's not like कि आप day one से ही अपनी यूनिफॉर्म पहन के अपने रैंक्स लगा के बॉस बन जाते हैं. You have to respect everybody. You have to command respect from your men. You have to earn that respect from the people. And the incident which I'm telling you is the time when we wore our blue uniform for the very first time. To earn that right to wear that uniform. I remember it was a very rainy day, and in our squadron we all did, if not more, around 215 push-ups for earning that right to wear that blue uniform. So I still remember that day जब हम लोगों ने मिलके 215-216 पुशअप्स किए थे, and we all were very happy that next day से हम लोग blue uniform पहन सकते हैं. So that was a very memorable day in our cadet life.
ओके, तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप जो आपका रोल था इंजीनियरिंग ऑफिसर का, तो उसका एक बेसिक ओवरव्यू दें और क्या क्या प्राइम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज थी उसके बारे में हमें बताएं.
I joined as a engineering officer. तो इंजीनियरिंग ऑफिसर की जब ट्रेनिंग होती है तो हम लोग को बैचेस में एयरक्राफ्ट वाइज या फिर स्ट्रीम वाइज डिटेल किया जाता है. फॉर एग्जांपल, इंजीनियरिंग ऑफिसर्स और रादर कॉल्ड ईओज are trained on different systems. It may be fighter aircrafts, then transport aircrafts. It may be on helicopters. It may be on ground systems जैसे radar हो गए या computer systems हो गए. तो ऐसे करके different streams में हमारी ट्रेनिंग होती है. And myself, as I was trained on Mi-17, Mi-17 1Vs and Mi-17 V5 Russian-made aircrafts, that is helicopters. So I was trained on them for a total of 6 months. And then when we come to the unit, our prime responsibility is to make sure that the aircraft is fit to fly, it is worthy to fly, and there are no issues when it comes to their technical aspects. There are no technical snacks in the aircraft before we clear the aircraft for its mission, for its sorties. That is the primary role of the EO in a flying squadron. Apart from that, as EO, we have a total of around say 100 to 150 to 200 technical people, technical tradesmen in our flying squadrons. तो उनकी भी responsibility in terms of उनके HR issues, उनकी leaves, उनके skill level, उनका जो on the job training होती है, as well as उनका welfare measures. So all of this comes under the ambit of responsibilities of the engineering officer. So it is a twofold thing. The EO has to look after as for the aircraft's health also, as well as for the technical manpower also. So this is all the responsibilities of an engineering officer in a flying squadron.
ओके, तो आप हमें चैलेंजेस के बारे में थोड़ा बताइए, अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस के बारे में कि क्या क्या आपने चैलेंजेस फेस किए थे और क्या क्या उनसे आपने सीखा.
See, it is never a straight line when you are, progressing towards your goal or towards your work. So, uh, as an engineering officer, especially in the aircrafts, you have to operate on multiple detachments. जब मैं बोलता हूँ वर्ड डिटैचमेंट, उसका मतलब होता है कि जैसे आज मैं एक शहर में बेस्ड हूँ एक यूनिट के साथ, हमारा कुछ कमिटमेंट आया, वी हैव टू गो टू अ न्यू प्लेस, अ न्यू एयरफोर्स स्टेशन. तो वहां जाके हमको अपना बेस सेटअप करना है, वहां जाके हमको अपने कमिटमेंट, अपने ऑपरेशंस कंप्लीट करने हैं. एंड देन वो सब हो जाने के बाद वी हैव टू कम बैक टू आवर बेस. So all this paraphernalia, all this task that we need to cover, it may be for a week, it may be for a month. तो वो स्क्रैच से स्टार्ट होता है, प्लानिंग से लेकर मॉनिटरिंग, कंट्रोलिंग, एग्जीक्यूटिंग, and then subsequently completing that task, and then complete and coming back to our own stations. So this is whole is called as a detachment. तो when you ask me about my challenge, तो मुझे पता है कि मुझे सबसे अच्छे याद है अपना one of the biggest detachments I went when I was only 2 months old in my unit. I spent only 2 months in my unit, and I was sent for this exercise called Iron Fist. Took place in 2016 in Jaisalmer. It's a very high-profile event, majorly covered by all the major news channels. It basically happens to showcase, in which Air Force can showcase its true air power, and it is attended by very high dignitaries also, all the service chiefs, as well as Honorable Defense Minister and Honorable Prime Minister attend this event. So when I went for this exercise Iron Fist, along with my aircraft, along with my men and equipment, we had our own role in this big event. हमारा एक छोटा सा रोल था, बट देन इतने बड़े इवेंट में आपकी टाइमलाइंस बड़ी टाइट होती हैं, आपके पास प्रेशर होता है, आपके पास रिसोर्सेज कम होते हैं, एंड देन यू हैव टू परफॉर्म एट दी पीक लेवल. और वो बोलेंगे कि सोने पे सुहागा. इसमें होता है कि द टेम्परेचर्स एट दैट टाइम इन जैसलमेर वाज रेंजिंग इन 47-48 degrees Celsius. So it was very difficult operating in those conditions with those timelines and high pressure situations. And I believe myself and my team did a commendable job in completing our task in time with successful measures, and we came back to our unit with happy faces that we did our commitment really well. So that was one big challenge, कह लो, या फिर कह लो successful journey in which I learned a lot. I learned how to manage my team, how to manage the tasks which are very high profile, and it made me a better, you can say, a manager, a better officer.
तो थोड़ी सी बात कर लेते हैं वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस की. आप इस अपने ड्यूटी के अलावा क्या क्या करते थे अपने मतलब फ्री टाइम में?
जब हम एक एयरफोर्स स्टेशन के अंदर होते हैं, तो अपार्ट फ्रॉम आवर वर्क, we have a lot of activities that go on in parallel. We have a lot of avenues for playing sports. We do have badminton courts, we have tennis court, and some people always also play squash. So we have a lot of avenues where we play individual sports. As at the same time, we also have our morning afternoon PT regime, जिसमें हम लोग वॉलीबॉल खेलते हैं और रनिंग करते हैं, साइकिलिंग करते हैं. तो I personally love to play badminton, and I like to do a bit of cycling in the morning. So this is how I manage my time between my professional work and my personal life balance. This physical activity also helps me focus in my work in a better manner. I would say like that.
ओके, तो अगर मैं बात करूँ स्किल्स की या क्वालिटीज़ की, कौन कौन से स्किल्स या कौन कौन सी क्वालिटीज़ विच आर रिक्वायर्ड टू बिकम अ सक्सेसफुल इंजीनियरिंग ऑफिसर इन द डिफेंस सेक्टर?
This is a very interesting question. If I ask myself, okay, what are the two good qualities that if I tell somebody that you have to be an engineering officer in the Indian Air Force, I would say the quality of being adaptable to the situation and the quality of having the quality of quick decision making. तो both of these qualities I believe is the earmark of a good engineering officer, because आप ऐसी ऐसी situations में होते हो जब आपको ऐसे decisions लेने पड़ते हैं. Being in a helicopter unit, it is a multi-role helicopter in which हम लोग operations जब करते हैं, it may be modified as an ambulance version, it may be modified as an ट्रूप्स को ट्रांसपोर्ट करने के लिए, या फिर एयर मेंटेनेंस, मतलब कि राशन वगैरह जो सप्लाईज हम आगे पास ऑन करते हैं, वो उसके लिए भी मॉडिफाई कर सकते हैं. इट कैन बी मॉडिफाइड इन टर्म्स ऑफ आर्मामेंट रोल ऑल्सो. इसमें हम से अगर गन्स या रॉकेट्स लगा के अगर रोल इसको देना चाहें तो वो भी ये एयरक्राफ्ट कैपेबल है. तो there are a lot of changes that keep happening as per the operations, as per the mission and task. And when you have limited resources, limited people, and tight timelines, so it becomes very important job for the engineering officer to to take those inputs from their flight commander and then make quick decision making as to what all do you need to modify the role of the aircraft, what all aircrafts are fit for the modification. So I believe quick decision making and being adaptable to the situation, what is being asked from you, what is being asked from your team, are two great qualities which I think every engineering officer in a flying squadron at least should have.
Okay, so as a leader, how do you approach the development of human capital within the Indian Air Force, और क्या क्या initiatives are in the place to enhance the skills and the capabilities of a personnel, both in terms of technical and leadership?
I think, Mohit, as you said, development of human capital when it comes to defense forces as compared to the corporate world. See, we don't see our jawans or officers as just resources, as they are called in the civil language. Here, every person is different with their own capabilities. And right from the time an officer is posted to a unit and they are provided with the on-the-job training on the aircraft or on the systems they are being trained on, so that they can see the system closely. They can understand the basic issues, what are the issues that are hampering the productivity, and they can contribute in a manner which can increase the productivity, which can decrease the wasteful time, and so that the overall professional area of working is improving, right? And when you talk about the technical expertise, developing the skills and capabilities of the people, for both officers as well as airmen in the Air Force, we have our timely mandatory service courses, जिनके बेसिस पे उनका प्रमोशन होता है. उसका एक स्पेसिफाइड कोर्स स्ट्रक्चर रहता है. वो जब वो लोग पढ़ते हैं, गो थ्रू करते हैं, देन दे गेट नॉलेज अबाउट द वेरियस एस्पेक्ट्स इन द एयर फोर्स. उन्हीं के बेसिस पे उनका प्रमोशन होता है. दीज आर कॉल्ड मैंडेटरी सर्विस कोर्सेज. एट द सेम टाइम वी ऑल्सो अंडरगो a lot of workshops, a lot of visits to other base repair depots or the government PSUs, wherein we are given orientation of other things which may improve our technical expertise, right? So apart from the mandatory courses, there are other workshops and courses जो कि टाइमली होते हैं officers के भी and airmen के भी, जिनसे उनकी टेक्निकल कैपेबिलिटी और टेक्निकल एक्सपर्टीज बढ़ती है.
ओके, तो मेरा अगला सवाल जो है थोड़ा पर्सनल हो सकता है आपके लिए. Who is your inspiration, or you can say role model?
That is a very, I would not say tricky question, but frankly speaking, at different points in my life, Mohit, I have been inspired and motivated by different personalities. See, when I was working, just to quote an example, when I was working with Infosys, I read the autobiography of Mahatma Gandhi ji. And I was really inspired by his words and his lifestyle during the freedom struggle. And While I was doing my training on the helicopters, I read almost 10 to 12 books. Then I went through the autobiography of Sachin Tendulkar. I was really inspired by his commitment to his profession and his humbleness and his grounded personality. And so I won't say that I'm impressed by or I'm inspired by only one individual. At different points of time, I've been inspired or motivated by different personalities, and there are n number of people who can inspire you, who can motivate you to achieve what you desire in your life. And I think uh, it is okay to not have one idol, and you can learn from different personalities, different facets of your personal as well as professional life, which you can improve upon.
ओके, तो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ योर एक्सपीरियंस, जितने भी आपके एक्सपीरियंसेस रहे हैं उसके आधार पर, अगर आपको जितने भी लोग हैं जो इस फील्ड में एक करियर बनाना चाहते हैं, उनको आप क्या एडवाइस दोगे?
If I have to, I'll take this question as giving advice to an officer who is just coming to the unit and who has a career yet to be made in the Air Force. I'll look at this question from that perspective. As an advice, I'm giving to a younger engineering officer in the unit. My personal advice to the younger generation engineering officers in the Air Force would be that uh, to develop as a leader or to become as a leader of your team, the the simplest and the most important factor is to understand your team, understand your people. See, if I have a team of 50 people or 100 people, and I don't know the name of even a single person, let bar the 99 people. If I am forgetting the name of even one person, then I have failed as a leader. It is very important as a leader to know your people, to know their at least their names, to know, because if you don't know, your people, you don't know their strong points, their weak points. How can you expect them to perform at the peak of their performance, right? So you have to understand your people. You have to understand their strong points, their weak points, because one only when you understand their weak points, then you have the area for their improvement. जब आपको पता ही नहीं होगा कि इसकी weakness क्या है, इसके strong points क्या हैं, then how can you expect them to perform? So I believe being a part of the team, working with them, understanding them is the major thing that a young officer should understand about his team and about his leadership skills.
ओके, तो मूवीज़ की बात करते हैं, तो आप किस तरीके की मूवीज़ देखना पसंद करते हो?
See, I love movies. I'll be very frank, and I love both Bollywood, Hollywood movies. And recently, I saw Sam Bahadur. I have read about Field Marshal Manekshaw in his autobiography. I read that book during my Tetra time only, during my training when I was going through this helicopter training. I was really impressed by the book, and I already knew when I went to see the movie, I already knew what is yet to come. But then again, I loved that character. I loved his persona. So I love both Hollywood movies as well as movies which are made these days, especially made in India. And I love to give my time to once a movie a month.
हॉलीवुड में कौन कौन सी मूवीज़, मतलब जैसे एक वो है
Top Gun.
टॉप गन मैवरिक, उस तरीके
I
की?
love all genres of movies, be it action, be it drama, be it comedies, uh, be it thriller movies. I love all the genres of movies.
ओके, तो अगर लेट्स सपोज इफ टाइम ट्रैवल इज पॉसिबल और आपके पास टाइम मशीन है, तो आप समय में पीछे जाके अपने पास्ट वर्जन से, यानी कि प्रीवियस वर्जन से क्या बातचीत करोगे, या उसको क्या एडवाइस करोगे?
In short, if I give you one answer, I would say nothing, to be very frank. People say that if you can go back and if I can go back and I can correct my mistakes, I could have done this thing better or that thing better. I think that is now how you grow as a person. ये बोलने के लिए बहुत आसान होता है कि learn from other people's mistakes, बट मुझे लगता है कि जब तक आप उस ग्राइंड के थ्रू नहीं जाओगे, अपनी गलतियों से नहीं सीखोगे, एंड I believe the best lessons that we learn in life comes from our own struggles, facing our own adversities, facing our own challenges, and then winning our own battles. Right? अगर कोई मुझे सक्सेस का मंत्र एक प्लेटर पे दे दे, right? But if I don't know how to apply that mantra, तो I will not be successful, right? मेरे को अगर फॉर्मूला मिल भी चुका है, बट मुझे उसे अप्लाई करना नहीं आता, तो I don't think it is of any use to me. So I think we have to carve our own paths, and we have to learn by applying the knowledge, whatever we have learned through our grinding, through our struggles. So if given an option, I would love to relive my experience as it is, doing mistakes and then learning from them. And I would not like to change anything, because that has been the way I have been growing as a person, as an individual, both personally and professionally. And those mistakes are the things which have made me who I am today. So I believe those struggles, those challenges are much needed, and I would not like to change anything about my past.
Okay, this is my personal opinion. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मोटिवेशन इज बुलशिट. मतलब ये सब बकवास चीज़ है, मतलब जो एक्सटर्नल मोटिवेशन के पीछे लोग भागते हैं. तो आपका क्या ओपिनियन है इस चीज़ पे?
See, motivation, I have very personal opinion about this thing कि motivation क्या है ना, एक jar की तरह होता है, jar filled with say XYZ thing. If you use it, it is going to decrease daily. Rather than motivation, I believe what is important is the discipline. If you have a discipline, आप एक हैबिट को या किसी चीज को कॉन्स्टेंटली करोगे, it will grow and it will become a part of you. You don't need that motivation for after 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You have say dedication, and if you have that discipline, it will become second nature to you. It will become your habit. You don't need to motivate yourself to wake up at 5 o'clock every morning. Since it has become a part of you, it has come in your lifestyle, in your habit, you will automatically wake up at 5 o'clock. And it is not only about waking up in the morning. It is about everything in your life that you follow. For personal improvement, for professional improvement, you need to have that discipline to improve just a little bit day by day. And I believe that is the main aspect of how you grow.
Okay. तो अगर आपको एक वर्ड में खुद को डिस्क्राइब करना हो, तो वो एक वर्ड क्या होगा?
If I have to choose one word about my personality, I think it would be adventurous. Because मैंने अभी तक के अपने करियर में I've never shied away from any of the challenges that have come in front of me. Be it forming my own dance team when I was in Infosys, or when I was during the training days, or be it the recently completed my parajumping activity that I completed in 2022. It was a very life-changing event for me. I completed not one jump, but 5 successful jumps, dropping from the helicopter from a height of 7,000 feet to the ground. Although we had our parachutes with us, but then you never know what is going to happen. So I believe I love challenges, and it is only these challenges that make you grow, that make you face the life head on. So I believe adventurous would be the word that would perfectly describe me.
तो मैं अगर एक्सपीरियंस की बात करूँ, आपको काफ़ी एक्सपीरियंस है एज एन इंजीनियरिंग ऑफिसर. तो कि आप कोई एक पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट जिस पर आपने काम किया हो जो आपको काफ़ी मुश्किल लगा हो, मतलब जो नॉर्मल प्रोजेक्ट से काफ़ी अलग लगा हो?
See, the best part, Mohit, about the helicopters in Indian Air Force, especially my own fleet of helicopter, that is multi-role MLH fleet. इसमें क्या है, हम लोग बहुत ही डिफरेंट डिफरेंट रोल्स में काम करते हैं. एंड मैंने ऐसे बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स में काम किया है जिसमें हमने डिफरेंट डिफरेंट ऑपरेशंस का पार्ट मैं बना हूँ. बीट दी गुजरात फ्लड्स, बीट दी उत्तराखंड फ्लड्स, बीट दी 2018 की मानसरोवर यात्रा जब गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू हुई थी, तो उसमें हमने एक काफी इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट प्ले किया था. और बीट दी दिल्ली में एक रबर फैक्ट्री में आग लगी थी, तब our unit had taken part in it, and we poured almost 8,000 liters of water from the helicopter with the help of a Bumby bucket that is hung below the helicopter. And I was a part of that operation as an engineering officer. So I believe all these challenges or operations have helped me uh, to grow, to understand what all we are capable of. And if I have to pick one experience that was very difficult for me, or rather my team, and we उस पे हमने फतेह करी थी, तो it would be my experience. It was in January of 2022. We were at one of the forward locations in North Kashmir, and the month of January, the temperature was minus 14 degrees Celsius during the daytime. हमारे एक हेलीकॉप्टर में कुछ टेक्निकल इशू आ गया था, तो उसमें हमें एक मेजर कंपोनेंट चेंज करना था. तो मी एंड माय टीम वर वर्किंग ऑन दिस changing of the component. It took us 3 days to change that major component, and the best part was that the aircraft was made serviceable in the first attempt itself, and that speaks a lot about the professional expertise of the people who undertook that task. So myself and my team were congratulated by the chief engineering officer of the base, and subsequently we were given congratulations from our station commander as well. So I believe in times like this, when we have very less resources in those temperatures, जहाँ पे लोग अपना नॉर्मल लाइफस्टाइल ही मेंटेन नहीं कर पाते हैं, घर से बाहर नहीं निकल पाते हैं, उस सिचुएशंस में जब हम लोगों ने अपना काम किया at those temperatures, and I believe that was very big success for myself and my team.
ओके, तो कौन सी ऐसी एक चीज़ है जो आपको लगता है कि लोग जो हैं मिसअंडरस्टैंड करते हैं या अंडर एस्टिमेट करते हैं अबाउट द मिलिट्री लाइफ?
ओके, मिसअंडरस्टैंड करते हैं या फिर अंडर एस्टिमेट करते हैं. As we see in a lot of movies, be it about the army or the air force or the navy, people I think misunderstand that there's no place for discussion when it comes to decision making in the forces. See, although we have a pyramidal hierarchical structure, when it comes to important aspects or policy changes, the officers are definitely asked for their opinions and for their suggestions or feedbacks at all levels. It is not that okay, one decision has been made and everybody has to follow that decision. Although that happens in terms of operational commitments, but when it comes to policy changes or other feedbacks, officers at all levels are asked about their feedback, about their opinions, and that is, I believe, it is not very rigid these days. Opinions are asked and are deliberated at all feasible levels. And if I tell about underestimating things, I think people often underestimate the true capability of the armed forces. They think that we only take care of the borders, but we do play a major role in the daily lives of the people as well. As you must have seen in the past few years, the Air Force, the Navy, the Army have been playing a very active role within the country also, be it the Chennai floods, Kerala floods, Uttarakhand disaster, the Gujarat floods, or the fire incidents happening from time to time. So I believe forces play a major role on the borders as well as within the country. And this is one of the things that sometimes people overlook.
Okay, तो which one of the fondest memories from your time in Indian Air Force जो आज भी आपके चेहरे पे एक मुस्कान ला देती है, कोई ऐसी याद?
Well, if I have to pick one memory out of all these 10 years of operations, maintenance of the career, I think my first jump of the from the helicopter when I was doing my para jump, that was a very different feeling. It was challenging. It was exhilarating. It was fearful. ऐसा नहीं कि मुझे डर नहीं लग रहा था. बट देन मैं बहुत सारे लोगों के साथ था जो मेरे साथ जंप करने वाले थे. सब लोग पहली बार जंप कर रहे थे एंड कहते हैं ना जान की बाजी लगा के ही कुछ पाया जाता है. तो आई अर्नड माय पैरा बैज which we are authorized to wear on our uniforms after completing 5 of those jumps. And when I was standing on the edge of my helicopter and ready to jump, I could sense that fresh air, that cool morning breeze at 5 o'clock in the morning. तो मुझे वो नीचे का मैदान दिख रहा था and I remember that feeling. So I believe that is one of the biggest memories that I would take with me after the Air Force, along with all the other memories that I've made in all these years.
Okay, तो आपका पर्सपेक्टिव मैं बात करूं ऑन टीम वर्क एंड कोलैबोरेशन, वो किस तरीके से बदला है या इवॉल्व हुआ है ओवर द इयर्स?
See, teamwork, I believe it is at the core value of any defense force of any country. I remember a specific time at when we were at one of the forward locations, and we had a task at our hand which was to be completed in a very limited time. Again, the temperatures were very high, and the commitment was of a very high nature. Civil dignitaries were there, and it was planned to be a VVIP commitment at that location. And I was made the officer in charge of controlling almost 5 to 6 helicopters and managing that with limited resources on such a scale with limited manpower, and coming out successfully for that operation. I think it required a hell of a teamwork. I was fortunate to have been granted a team that was cohesive, that has all the skills to complete the task. And I think it is only a teamwork, focused work, and dedication of the people in your team that you see the successful results of whatever the operation, whatever the mission you have been assigned. So I think having good team members with required skills is the basis of a good team, and then subsequently successful completion of the task.
Okay. तो after retirement, अब आपके क्या plans हैं?
Well, this question I have been asking myself for quite a time now. As they say, you never know what's going to happen until it is happening. So currently I'm enjoying my time with your family after having served the nation for a decade now. And as I said earlier, I'll also be serving the nation, although in a different capacity, in a different role in some other organization. And currently I'm open to newer opportunities that provides me growth, that provides me newer challenges in the area I choose to apply all the learnings that I have done in the Air Force. And let's just hope the window of opportunity opens, and where it leads me, I'll be applying all my learnings, whatever I have learned in the Air Force, in my second career as well.
Okay. तो बिफोर रैपिंग द पॉडकास्ट, आप हमारे जितने भी व्यूअर्स हैं, जितने भी लिसनर्स हैं, उनको कुछ कहना चाहोगे?
Definitely, Mohit. This is, I believe, for all the young listeners who are listening to your podcast. Uh, I would like to say that while growing up, when I was in school, I never thought or I never imagined myself wearing the Indian Air Force uniform, and so it doesn't matter what you're doing today. It always matters what you want to do and I believe there's a very good line. Your will to do anything exceeds your limitations or reasons or excuses of not doing it. I'll repeat. Your will to do anything exceeds your limitations or reasons for not doing it. Basically, I want to tell the young listeners always try to aim high, uh, work towards it, and do hard work, and definitely you will be able to achieve what you desire in your life. And don't shy away from setting high goals.
थैंक यू सर फॉर कमिंग टू द पॉडकास्ट. आपसे बात करके काफ़ी अच्छा लगा.
Thank you, Mohit. It is my pleasure being on your podcast and sharing my experiences, sharing my thoughts with the people who are listening to us, with the younger generation who want to join the defense forces, be it Navy, Army, or the Air Force. And I believe if motivated by this talk, even if one person gets motivated or join the forces, I think we could have done our successful part in it. I'll be very happy for that.